What's up everyone, I'm Dan and thanks to Renaissance PR for the review code for Wax Heads on the Nintendo Switch systems. There's something instantly appealing about stepping into the world of Wax Heads. From the moment the music kicks in and the colourful comic book visuals splash across the screen, it becomes clear this isn't trying to be a loud, high-stakes blockbuster. Instead, it's a warm, quirky and deeply charming slice-of-life experience built around music culture, awkward conversations, strange customers, and the fading magic of physical record stores. Developed by the two-person indie team at Patati Games, Wax Heads feels like a genuine love letter to crate digging, underground bands, and the people who spend hours debating albums nobody else has heard of. It's cozy, funny, and surprisingly heartfelt, all while delivering one of the most relaxing experiences on the Nintendo Switch. The setup is simple. You work at Repeater Records, a struggling music store packed with oddball employees, passionate regulars, and shelves overflowing with fictional albums. Your main role involves helping customers find records based on vague descriptions, moods, or bizarre requests. Sometimes that means tracking down an aggressive Scandinavian metal album, other times it's helping someone rediscover a forgotten indie gem tied to a memory they can barely explain. That gameplay loop sounds basic on paper, but Wax Heads makes it incredibly enjoyable thanks to its writing and atmosphere. The game never rushes you. You can take your time browsing records, reading album descriptions, chatting with co-workers, or simply soaking in the vibe of the store. It's easygoing in the best way possible and perfect for handheld play. One of the first things that stands out is the art style. The comic-inspired visuals are vibrant, colourful, and packed with personality. Characters almost feel like they've jumped out of an indie graphic novel with exaggerated expressions and wonderfully awkward animations that fit the tone perfectly. Every customer looks memorable, whether they're an over-enthusiastic music snob, a washed-up local musician, or someone desperately trying to sound cooler than they actually are. The record covers themselves feature over 80 handcrafted albums to discover, and each one feels lovingly designed. The fake bands and ridiculous backstories are often hilarious, but they also make the world feel authentic. You'll spend a surprising amount of time reading album lore and browsing through liner notes because the game does such a good job of making this fictional music scene feel alive. The soundtrack is another huge highlight. The music carries much of the game and atmosphere. From the very beginning, the soundtrack grabs your attention with a mix of nostalgic indie vibes, punk energy, and mellow tracks that perfectly fit the cozy tone. It helps turn even the smallest tasks into enjoyable moments. What makes it even better is how the soundtrack evolves as you play. New music gets added to the store as you progress, meaning there's always something fresh to discover. It mirrors the excitement of finding hidden gems in a real record store and gives the game a strong sense of progression without relying on traditional RPG systems or constant rewards. The writing is where Wax Heads really shines though. The dialogue feels natural and funny and full of personality. Conversations bounce between awkward humour, heartfelt moments, and passionate debates about music. The game clearly understands the culture it's poking fun at, but it never feels mean-spirited. Even the most ridiculous characters end up being weirdly lovable. Your co-workers especially become the emotional core of the experience, hanging out behind the counter, listening to gossip and hearing everyone's questionable opinions about real music creates a believable sense of community. The game captures that feeling of being attached to a workplace and the people inside it, even when everything around you seems slightly chaotic. That said, I probably found talking to my co-workers to be a slight distraction as I just wanted to get back out front and help customers find new music. There's also a surprisingly engaging mystery element woven throughout the experience. As you explore local zines, social media posts and band histories, you'll slowly uncover stories surrounding musicians, missing artists, and strange rumours within the local scene. It gives the game extra momentum and encourages curiosity without ever abandoning its laid-back structure. The puzzle elements are fairly simple but enjoyable. Most revolve around matching customers with records based on clues, genres, or emotional descriptions. They never become overly difficult, which fits the relaxing vibe perfectly. Some players may wish for deeper mechanics or more challenge, but personally, I appreciated how accessible and stress-free everything felt. On Nintendo Switch, the game feels perfectly suited for portable play. Sitting down with headphones and slowly working through customer requests while listening to the soundtrack feels incredibly cozy. The controls are straightforward and easy to learn, which helps keep the focus entirely on the atmosphere and storytelling. The game can be controlled using a touchscreen, which I appreciated and found worked really well. There are even little environmental interactions, which I think only worked when using a touchscreen, so that was a nice touch. That said, players looking for fast-paced gameplay or heavy mechanical depth may struggle to connect with it. Waxheads is very dialogue driven and intentionally slow paced. There are stretches where you're mainly reading conversations, exploring records, or taking in environmental details. If you're not interested in music, culture, or narrative heavy games, it may not fully click for you. Still, for the right audience, this game absolutely nails its identity. It understands exactly what it wants to be and commits fully to that cozy punk energy. There's an authenticity here that makes Repeated Records feel like a real place filled with real personalities, even when the stories become exaggerated or absurd. Waxheads is a game about community, passion, and finding comfort in music and shared spaces. The relaxing gameplay, fantastic soundtrack, and stylish presentation all come together beautifully. So if you love narrative-focused indie games, music culture, or simply want something warm and comforting to unwind with, this is an easy recommendation. It's funny, heartfelt, and effortlessly cool in a way that feels genuine rather than forced. Waxheads is out now on the Nintendo eShop, priced at $11.99 in the UK and $14.99 in the US. Big thanks once again to Renaissance PR for the review code. Thanks to you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the review. Don't forget to hit that like button as it helps the channel. And until next time.
Ignore the warning signs. Push me to the edge, get inside my head. Watch me lash out, strike down, but you'll just